welcome back. I, as the title says, had my twin boys, and they are perfect in every way. I absolutely am in love with them. So is our older daughter. She's super, super helpful with everything, changes, bottle feeding, everything. It's been amazing. So yeah, we're a family of 5 now, and it's been great. So after I had made my last video about packing for the hospital for the second time, I went into preterm labor again. So basically I stayed in the hospital from August to October, late August to when I finally had them October 1st. And I had them early. Obviously I was gonna have the twins early, but I had them earlier than expected. I ended up going into preterm labor, and we decided that it was best to just finally get them out. There's reason why they kept trying to come out on their own. So we got them out at 35 weeks exactly. We waited in the hospital until we hit 35 weeks so that in case they were a good size, which they weren't looking like they were a good size, but in case they were, they wouldn't have to go into the NICU because there were 35 weeks, and that was the policy at the hospital I delivered at. So let me just tell you what happened, I guess. I packed my hospital bags, as you saw in the last video, and then went into labor again. And this time we went straight to the hospital that we were gonna deliver at instead of going to a different one and then getting transferred to the one that we were gonna deliver at. So when I went into labor, my husband and I just decided, you know what, we're just gonna go straight to our hospital that we're gonna deliver at. So we did. And they put us right into the labor and delivery room. And I waited there for 3 days. The MFM who was on that week was looking over my case and keeping me there until she kind of figured out what she wanted to do. So we decided that we were gonna deliver at 35 weeks. We would induce and then get the ball rolling, but they would try to keep stopping my labor until I hit 35 weeks on that Saturday. And so that was the plan. And on that Saturday at 35 weeks, I was given all of the medication that I needed to start the induction. And we found out that the OBGYN that was on to deliver the twins wasn't capable, I guess, of delivering monodi twins. We weren't really comfortable with it. What ended up happening is we had to wait for the laborist to come on to the night shift. So that's what we did. We literally stalled our induction, basically. The nurse and the nursing staff there helped me stall the induction. And so then once the laborist came on, that's when we started really amping up all of the meds and everything. I got my epidural right away before we even touched the meds. And this epidural went really, really well. There was no problems with it. I had an amazing she was an anesthetist. She was amazing and got it in really well. I felt pressure and everything, and it was uncomfortable, but the pain was not as bad as before. So when the laborist came in to check me, I was at a 6. And I think I got to 6 from a 4. I was at a 4 before, and then with a little bit of the meds, I was at a 6 when she checked me. And that was when she first came on shift, around 7:30, 8:30. And she said, okay, I can feel one of the heads, but I need him to turn a little bit. So I'm gonna ask you to turn to the side, this side and that side, and then we'll get, you know, them to come down a little bit farther. So that's what we did. The anesthetist was still there. The nurse was still there. My husband was still there. And we turned to the left side, stayed there for just enough to turn, and then turned to the other side. And when I turned to the other side, I literally was in so much excruciating pain, so much pressure that I was like, I don't think I can do this anymore. We need to like deliver these twins. This boy is like coming out. And they were like, that's impossible. You were literally just at a 6. I was like, let's get it checked because I literally feel like I need to go to the bathroom. So they called the laborist in and she checked me and I was full open, ready to go. And I was literally delivering. And so she's rushing around because with twins, you have to deliver in the OR. So the OR staff was on standby and they were like, we're going in. And so literally the entire staff starts unplugging everything, getting my bed, just running into the OR. My husband literally took the bed and started like running down the hallway, and the laborist started laughing and she was like, oh my God, somebody get a picture of this, because this has never happened before, where the husband's literally like running the hospital bed down the hallway and getting it into the OR. And he's like putting his bunny suit on and everything. So it was intense. I got into the OR room and within minutes she was ready to get the babies. So she had me push. I pushed like that. He was out. And then this is where the part gets really crazy is, so he was taken out, put over to the like newborn station where they are checking their vital signs and weight and everything. So he's over there, baby A. And so baby B is like stuck now. And this is why we like needed a laborist, was in case something were to happen to baby B. I was doing a vaginal birth. In case she needed to do something for baby B, we really needed a laborist who was experienced in this. So she's telling me, you need to push with all of everything you have, because if you don't, I'm gonna have to open you up. And so my husband was helping me. He was in the OR with me, counting off, and he was like, okay, you really need to push, just push. And then I pushed the biggest push I could ever push in my entire life. And she used forceps and grabbed him and like pulled him out of me while I was pushing, and he came out. And it was 5 minutes in between baby A and baby B of being born. And he was not doing well. He was under duress and his heart rate had dropped, which is why we really needed to get him out. And so he quickly went over to the like incubator area and they started checking him and everything like that. And he was underweight. He was only 4 pounds, 5 ounces, and baby A was 4 pounds, 8 ounces. So, and he was doing fine, baby A. So baby A and I went into our room and everything, all, you know, what happens after delivery, doing all of that stuff while baby A was transferred to the NICU. I didn't even touch him. I did nothing. I literally saw him from afar and they took him to the NICU right away. And when they went to the NICU, they found that he had a hole in his lung. So he had to stay and be observed, and then he kept getting x-rays done on his chest to make sure that the hole in his lungs was closing. So he stayed in the NICU the entire time of the hospital stay, and 1 day extra after we left, he stayed another night, and then the next day we were able to bring him home. But that was like the hardest thing ever in my entire life, was having birthed twins, and then on top of that, not being able to really see my other son, and having to literally after giving birth get in a wheelchair and then be wheeled down to go see him after like a couple of hours. I think I had like 12 hours of recovery by the time that I was able to go see him in the NICU, and it was rough, let me tell you. That wheelchair was the most uncomfortable thing in the entire world. Going over bumps, going into the elevator because the NICU was not on the same floor, it was on the floor below. And it was just really hard, but my husband was there the entire time, and he was able to go down to the NICU and feed him and just like let him hear his voice and feel his touch and stuff. So that was, I mean, that was great for him. He really got to bond with our other son, and I was with our other son in the mother and baby unit. So I was breastfeeding with him and, you know, bonding with him and stuff. So yeah, it was crazy. More things happened within that labor and delivery story than like, this is just the basic, but we did find out that the reason why we went into labor, the reason why a lot of things were happening was because baby A's umbilical cord was barely attached to the placenta. So if we had waited any longer, there definitely would have been a bigger issue to deal with during labor. And the other thing too, we were so blessed because originally the plan was to have a C-section, which I think I said in the other video, the plan was for a C-section, but they were comfortable enough, they were small enough, and I had already given birth before, that they were comfortable doing a vaginal birth to see if I could, and then if I couldn't, then they would open me up. But I was so blessed and fortunate to have had a vaginal delivery with the boys because it was so much easier recovery once I got home. So yeah, I've just been recovering and bonding with my boys the last several months. They are about to hit 3 months adjusted time. They were born 5 weeks early, so you just have to adjust the time. That's how you do it with premature babies. But yeah, they're 4 months out of the womb, but they're about 3 months, almost 3 months old adjusted, which is crazy. They're starting to babble and talk a little bit, and it's just been amazing to watch them find their own personalities. And, you know, like that newborn stage is just so great. They just eat, poop, sleep, you know, all the stuff. But they are the best babies. Knock on wood. Oh my gosh, knock on wood. But they really are amazing. I will show you around if you want me to, like how we do things for them, feed them, where they sleep at night and all of that stuff, if you want me to do that. I can also do a Q&A if you have more questions about this, because I feel like there's not a lot of videos on twins and like how you like do life after they're born. I feel like there's not a lot of moms on YouTube that like have that information out. So if you want me to, send me some questions down in the comment section, but also I can do like another video of like all the like how, like where everything is in our house, if that makes sense. But anyway, that is our labor and delivery story. It's crazy, you know, lots of things happened during it and after, but all to say we're super blessed, super fortunate to have had an amazing experience. We had amazing staff helping us. Our laborist is godsend, like she was amazing. So we're very, very fortunate. And the twins are really healthy. They're strong. They're getting so chunky, and I'm just over the moon. Here's the boys. So this is Nathaniel, and this is Theodore. The way that I usually like figure it out is because he's always wearing green, and Theodore is always wearing blue. But They're very happy little babies. Yes, they are. It's funny, when they were born, Theodore had so much hair compared to Nathaniel. So we really didn't need to do too much to tell them apart because they look so different with the lack of hair Nathaniel has and how much hair Theodore has. Also, their head shape's totally different. And then now, of course, their personalities are a lot different. So it's easy to tell them apart. But yeah, we do this mostly for other people. If we're taking pictures of them or if they're coming around to the house, we put them in different colors so that people know, okay, green is Nathaniel, blue is Theodore. And their names, Nathaniel and Theodore, both mean gift of God. So that's kind of why we chose the name too. It took us a long time to have them, and the fact that their one embryo turned into two, a split, you know, that was just like a gift to us because of our previous issues, miscarrying and all of that. So it was God's way of giving us these precious boys, and it's been wonderful, and we just love them so much, and they're very happy little boys. They smile all the time, and they're just very happy to be alive. They love it. My little miracle babies. So anyway, we just wanted to show you guys what they look like now. 3 months adjusted. How cute. They're doing really, really well. Yeah. Bye. And anyway, thank you for watching and listening to me babble about all of that. And I will check you guys in the next video. Bye.